welcome in my YouTube channel. Now I am going to discuss components of computer networks which are regarding to the file server and workstation. So it consists of various components that works together to allow devices to communicate with each others, and they can share also resources, right? So the two components two most important components for are file server and the workstations. So first one, which is a file server, it is specialized computers, or you can also say that the device in a networks which provide the file storage and management services. So it also allows the computers, or you can also say that the clients, to access, store and share a file over the network, right? So they play a crucial role in a data storage and data retrieval also, which ensures that the resources are centrally located and accessible to to authorized user. So the main I am going to discuss with you the main function of file server, so which includes first, file storage; second, file sharing, centralized management, which is third, for backup and recovery; and for security. As in the case of file storage, which means it stores files that can be accessed by other devices, as in the case of file sharing, which enables multiple users to access that files and share files in controlled manner. Centralized management means it helps in managing file access permissions. That means you can take a backup and data organization also. Backup and recovery, as in the case of that backup, so it plays an role in backing up data to prevent data loss. Security, it provides access control to ensure that authorized users can access specific files and directories. Second, workstations, which is refers to the personal computer or device which is used by an individual to access the network and interact with various resources. So the workstations which are typically used for following tasks, such as accessing shared resources, which means user can connect to a file server to access, save or modify files. Second, running applications, that means these are where users run applications for work, right? So the researching for entertainment also, so they typically have more processing power than other standard PCs, and that can be configured for specific tasks. Third, client to server communications. A workstation acts as a client device which can be communicates with server to request services or access that resource also. It gives also a user interface which provides the graphical user interface, that means the GUI, or you can also say that the command line interface, CLI, for user to interact with software, files and the network. So these are all about the workstation and file, which are the components for the networking. So last points in the unit first. So the computer networking मध्ये महत्त्वाचा जो आहे तो जिओग्राफिकल एरिया जसा स्प्रेड झाला आहे त्या पद्धतीनं टाइप्स पडलेले असतात किंवा क्लासिफिकेशन झालेलं आहे कॉम्प्युटर नेटवर्किंगचं. So these are commonly classified based on their geographical or spreadical area, or you can also say that the coverage area. So the classification helps how large or small the network is, right? So which are as follows. So the main classifications according to the geographical area are local area networks, you can also say that the LAN. So geographical coverage म्हणाल तर it is limited to a small area, typically within a building or a campus. For example, our lab, right, computer lab. Size, a LAN typically spans a few meter to a few kilometer. So components, LAN usually consists of computers, switches, routers, cables, for example Ethernet cable, wireless access points. Characteristics, high data transfer speed आहे त्याचा, so it offer high speed data transfer, right? So low latency, so the communication delay in LAN typically very low. Ownership, so typically owned and maintained by a single organization. Topology, which includes the star, bus or ring, right? For example जर द्यायचं झालं तर an office network connecting all the computers, printers and file server. Second, a home network connecting computers, smartphones and lot devices. So the second one, wide area network. So as in the case of geographical coverage area regarding to the wide area network, so the cover a large geographical area such as a city, country or even multiple countries. Size काय असेल त्याची, so the WAN can over hundreds or thousands of kilometers. So the components, so it will uses the telephone lines, fiber optics, satellite links and includes router and switches. कॅरेक्टरिस्टिक्स ह्याचे वैशिष्ट्य काय आहे तर लॉंग डिस्टन्स कम्युनिकेशन, लांबच्या अंतरासाठी कम्युनिकेशन होईल. सो इट प्रोवाइड कम्युनिकेशन ओव्हर लार्ज डिस्टन्सेस. लोअर स्पीड असेल, सो इट कॅन हॅव स्लोअर डेटा ट्रान्सफर स्पीड. हायर लेटन्सी, सो इट ट्रॅव्हल time between data travel time between the remote locations is higher in WAN. Ownership count असेल owner, so WANs are typically owned by the telecommunication provider. So though organization can also lease dedicated connection. For example, the internet itself is the largest example for the WAN, a company network that connects its offices, right? Third, metropolitan area network, so geographical area which covers a medium size geographical area, typically a city or a large campus. Size काय असेल तर MAN typically spans a range of 10 to 50 kilometers, making them suitable for the large cities. Components which includes the fiber optics, Ethernet, wireless networks. Characteristics, so medium distance communication आहे, so it designed to cover a large geographical area within a city, म्हणजे शहरातल्या शहरात वगैरे ते कम्युनिकेशन होण्यासाठी. Moderate data transfer speeds, which are speed higher than the WAN, right? So and slower than the LAN. Ownership, a MAN may be owned by a single organization or by a telecommunication provider. Example, a city public Wi-Fi network. Second, a university network. So these are all about component of computer network, file server, workstations and the remaining parts which can be divided by the geographical area, which is the LAN WAN. So here is the first chapter is finished. So thank you so much for joining my today's lecture. Have a nice day to all. Thank you.